Woo! Okay, this just in.
Asshole.
George R. Martin finished something. It definitely wasn't Game of Thrones, and it's not about his latest meal. It's about the backstory and the lore and the world building for Elden Ring. Yes, it's finally real, and it's announced. We've got a date. It's coming in January of 2022. And Winter, I am beyond excited. I am so hyped. You know I love these games. You know I love Soulsborne games, Dark Souls and Bloodborne especially. You know I have a not a fetish, but just an absolute love for the game.
Eh, maybe. I mean, we're
Maybe
bordering on it. You seem like you're a bit of a pain glutton. I'm not gonna lie.
that's not for you to know or for them to know. Come on.
Eh, I know. I know. I've known you long enough. I know. You're a glutton for pain.
It's already too much. But like I was
Yeah.
saying, like George R. R. Martin, he was contracted by FromSoft to actually develop the world building, the lore, like the NPCs, the cities, the lore of like the bosses, the environments, the weapons, and what Miyazaki ended up doing is he took all of his writing, which apparently was finished upwards of 2.5 to 3.5 years ago. He took that and then he and his team ran with it, and we actually have Elden Ring being released in January next year. Uh, there was an interview with George R. R. Martin, and he said that he was kind of brought in after his involvement just to show him, like, hey, here's a map, or hey, here's a boss, or an NPC, or an enemy, or a weapon, or even the horse. That's the cool thing. Elden Ring is putting its own spin on a open world game. It's almost like the adult version of Breath of the Wild.
Okay. Interesting. So I have questions, but I also don't know where to go with this. So basically, this isn't meant to be a George R. R. Martin spin-off, rip-off, or anything else. This is an independent game inspired by, I guess, his type of fantasy world, and they brought him in last minute to get almost a stamp of approval of what he thought of it. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
No, no. So From Software, the company that made Dark Souls and Bloodborne, they actually
Okay.
contracted George R. R. Martin out at the very start to build the worlds and the story and like the mythos and the lore behind all of the characters that they wanted to have in their world. And once he was done, the FromSoft team took that and then made gameplay around it. So George actually had a very crucial and pivotal role in the game and what we're going to see.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, now tell me more about the game. Do we know anything more about the story? Do we know anything more? Has there even been a trailer? Guys, I'm not lying. I'm flying blind here. I only found out we were doing this like 2 minutes before we started this.
Surprise.
Just so everyone knows.
Yeah, so it's going to be probably the same level of ambiguity as the Dark Souls and Bloodborne games. It's the story is not going to be in your face. It's going to be a combination of some cutscenes and dialogue for NPCs, but also descriptions on weapons. Just the story that you can observe in the world happening around you. I think so. So they actually said the game is going to be a bit easier than typical From Software games, and that's because just the open nature of the world. So you can combat, different bosses in different orders. So you can fight easier bosses to build up to be able to be tankier or faster or better equipped to fight a harder boss, rather than the typical canonical order you should be playing through. Um, let's see.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's. I don't think everybody is fully keen on there being an air quote easy mode or easier method of play because I mean I'll kind of agree. If it's made easier, it does kind of detract from the typical game that they make. It's not meant to be completely accessible. It's meant to reward those who have the patience and the time and level of investment and love for the game to actually get better and improve and overcome the challenge.
Oh, this all sounds very good to a pain glutton like you.
Pretty much, I can't wait.
So there has not been a trailer or anything, though. Has there been any storyboards, any promotional images released?
So there has been trailers for this. There's been two. There's been one from like a year or two ago, which was very high level. We saw very minor things, but now we actually have some gameplay in the trailer. We have some story. There's a narrative over the background, and somebody kind of give us like their like a high level story overview, and it's not even like a story where it's very light on that aspect, but we see gameplay. It looks like it has the speed of Bloodborne and Sekiro with the armor customization and weapons and like weapon stances and spells of Dark Souls. Uh, there's going to be a lot of customization. that makes it seem like the grandiose scale of the world is going to be so, like a lot of bosses, a lot of cities. Uh, I think there's going to be fast travel elements. You have a horse which is able to friggin' double jump, which sounds hilarious. You can apparently,
Yeah, that
I,
sounds weird.
I think you can attack on horseback, but I can't confirm that. You can have, I think, lobbies of up to 8 people join your world to do bossing and just to adventure around and PvP and kill one another. I think there's gonna be easier methods to summon players too. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. I do encourage you to watch it after we have this call.
Yeah. Without a 2 minute warning while we were prepping for everything else, I probably would have. But yeah, it does sound very good. I'm glad that you can give a quick summary. I'm glad that the fan base or the potential fan base has had an update. It sounds great to me.
One last thing, the so funny thing. So they made a subreddit for Elden Ring like immediately after it was like displayed, like announced at E3, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And it got to the point where the community was almost mad with hype. Like they were making up their own bosses just because there was no details provided for so long. Like they were making this this guy named Clave Knight or something, and they were kind of giving him their own lore, and they're hoping he's actually put into the game. And now that the game's actually been like announced and has an official release date, they're not seen as like nuts or crazy people. They're actually like, hey, your patience and your dedication is rewarded. Here's some content. It's I was in the subreddit and then I was like, no, I've got to step back from this because this is too wacky for me right now. I'm not that invested yet. I need more to bite into.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we technically have been doing that since we've done a deep dive of the Halo lore and we've tried to come up with potential plot lines for Halo. So,
Yep.
we have technically gone there. Whether or not we've gone to that extreme is debatable. But
Debatable.
anyway, I'm glad to hear that everyone in the fandom's excited. I'm glad to hear everyone's happy. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have much to contribute, and I apologize for that. Aegis, we promised that we'd be shorter this time, and I'm seeing that we're at almost 40 minutes again. I think it's time we say goodbye.
Yeah, I think that's a good point there, Winter. Unless you have anything further to add, I'm probably good. I probably blithered on enough during this call. I'm just everybody's probably sick of my voice now, for sure.
That was the entire intention. That was the entire intention.
Damn it, they're gonna want you back.
Yay! I'm going to get to talk music again. All right. That's all I got, guys. It's good talking to everyone. Y'all have a great evening.
Later, guys.